Hey you guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be using a lot of new stuff. I have quite a few items that I've gotten recently that I want to do kind of just a full face of makeup with you guys. I've worn, I think, everything a few times now, so I kind of know how I like to wear it and whatnot. So we're going to kind of do like a spring makeup look. So the foundation that I got is unfortunately not my shade. So I did have to put a little self-tan on my neck, and I'm gonna kind of just doctor it up a little bit to make it work today. So the first thing I'm gonna do to help with that is I have the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Anti-Pollution Serum. I adore this stuff. I love it so much. And a lot of times whenever I self-tan, I mix this in with my moisturizer. So this is the Countermatch Adaptive Moisture Lotion from Beauty Counter. So I'm gonna start off by just mixing that and kind of blending it on my face and neck. So there's the Countermatch and then a little bit of that Bronzy serum. So it's a little bit shimmery, but if you just like continue to really blend in the Bronzy, it doesn't really show up that much. So I'm just going to mix that in a little bit. I'm on my bed and like I bounce when I apply this. So I'm just gonna put that in all over. It'll help add a little bit of color to my face, so whenever I go in with the foundation, it's not gonna be too dramatic. But I might be mixing a few shades because I have samples of the foundation as well. So the foundation that I'm gonna go in with today is the 100% pure Fruit Pigmented Water Foundation. This has had such good reviews on YouTube, and it's a full coverage, kind of a dewy-ish foundation. So I've been really excited to try this, and I really only wear it when I have a self-tan on, so it's not very often. But the shade that I got is Neutral 3. I watched a girl on YouTube do a review of this shade, and I was like, that is so my color, I'm so getting it. I was really wrong. So it comes in a pump, which I really like. Mine's a little dirty from my makeup bag. So I'll swatch it on the back of my hand to show you guys the color. It's very neutral, so maybe even on the cool side. So that's the shade Neutral 3. It looks kind of ashy maybe when I put it on my skin. So I think I'm gonna mix it with, I've got samples. If you go on 100% Pure's website, you can get a sample pack with your order. So I did that, and I'm pretty sure that my correct shade is Neutral 2. And I'll put that like right next to it. So that looks definitely more like my shade. Again, that's what I have. So Neutral 2 will probably be what I actually purchase, but I don't know. With the summer coming, I might get a little darker. Who knows? So I'm going to apply a little bit of, actually let's do primer first, because you do get a primer in with the sample packs. So this is the 100% pure Luminous primer, vitamins and antioxidants. So we're gonna put that on. I was gonna use my Kula one, but since I've got this. So that's the consistency, what it looks like. I'm just going to warm this up in my hands and apply it, pressing into the skin. It's got a funny scent. I don't know what it is. But I'm just going to push that into the skin. Again, this is a luminous primer, and then the foundation is supposed to be a little luminous too, so I might get a little dewy. But I'm okay with that. Feels really nice. We'll see if it does anything under the makeup. Okay, so let's go with the foundation. I'll apply a little bit of the darker shade on my skin with a brush, and then I'll go in with a lighter shade. And it does oxidize a little bit. Like here, I just put the new foundation down, and then this is after it's been on my skin for a little bit. So it does oxidize a little bit. And I also have a new sponge I'm gonna be working with. I'm gonna blend it with the shade Neutral 1, because that's the other sample pack that I have. So I'm just going to put that on, and hopefully, oh, maybe not. I don't know, that was really light. So This is what neutral 1 looks like on my skin. The new sponge is the Ecotools Sponge, so I'm just going to start to blend this all in and hope that it blends together nicely. I will agree to the fact that this is full coverage, so they definitely have that claim right. This might be working out pretty good, actually. Oh, my hair in the back. Hairspray. It's not working. I think this, yeah, this was one of the foundations that I wanted to try out for my wedding. And I think I'm going to be doing a few videos for you guys, like of my makeup trials for my wedding. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do my own makeup. But I don't know. I thought about hiring someone else to do it. I don't know. I just would feel more comfortable, I think, with myself because I know what I like and I can use the products that I want to use, you know. It's a lot of trust to put in someone. As someone who does makeup, that is a lot of trust to instill in somebody to make you look good on your wedding day. So the lighting in here today is just not very great. It's raining outside. So I just mixed a little bit more of that concoction on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to like buff it in and then use my sponge to blend it out. I really like this sponge. There's the two flat sides and then there's the round side, and it blends everything really nicely. It's really soft. So I'm going to flip it over and use the spongy round side. Let you guys see the coverage. I don't know if I'm liking it with a sponge today. I don't know. I might go in with a brush if I have one. And I don't have one out here that I can use. Well, I guess I can use this one. I'm going to go in with just a dark shade and apply this like this is a really tiny brush, but and I've worn this foundation a few times. It does wear really nicely. And I will say that whenever you first apply it, it doesn't look super cakey. I think it blends really well into the skin yet without looking like you're wearing a full coverage foundation. So I do like that. I'm gonna crank my light up a little bit. There, I think that helped. So that's just a light layer. I feel like that looks pretty good. I might buff in just a little bit more. I just need to get my correct shade, and then I think I'd be able to work with it a little bit easier. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you're interested in this foundation, recommend trying out the sample packs. So what I did is I ordered the shade that I thought I was, the full size, and then I ordered 2 sample packs. So there's like a light and then a medium to deep, and I think a dark maybe. So I'm just gonna blend that in all nice. And then I'll definitely be putting bronzer down my neck to make sure that blends. Okay. Again, I think it's pretty full coverage. It's looking really nice, so I'm happy with that. And it looks good under the primer too. So we'll see if the primer helps with like the long wearing factor. So, okay, next I'm gonna go into concealer, and I'm gonna be using the Pacifica concealer again. So I'm gonna go in with the shade, I think the shade 20 Neutral Fair. That's what I used in my last video when I did this. Maybe, that's really light. Whoops. We'll blend this out, see what it looks like. It might blend actually pretty good because I don't really think that this is a full coverage concealer. I would say more on the medium side, but they claim it's full coverage. But That blended out pretty good. It looked really crazy light, but. And I really like the sponge because it gets like right underneath the eye. Sorry, you can see my eyeball moving around. Okay, yeah, that blended out pretty good. I'm glad I used that shade. Then I'm gonna just highlight my forehead, my chin, and a little bit on the nose. And then I'm going to take the darker shade to kind of conceal some spots. And I kind of went over my eyelids with the foundation and a little bit of the concealer. So I don't know if I'm going to be using concealer on my eyelids today. So let's take, I have the shade 18 Warm Light. And with a darker shade, I just like to hit these areas, because that's where I have some residual like hyperpigmentation from acne scars. So that's just where I like to cover that area. Okay, let's inspect and see if I need anything else covered up. So I'll get close up for you guys. The lighting is not very good. I feel like it's covering pretty well. I like that. I'm gonna open up my blinds just a little bit more. Be right back. The lighting is just too dark. There, I think that helps a lot. Okay, so that's everything blended in. I'm gonna turn down my light a little bit now. Okay. I think it looks really pretty and smooth. I don't know if I would buy the primer separately. I don't know. We'll just have to see how everything goes. Okay. Next, I'm going to dust a little bit of powder over my face, and I'm going to use my Lawless, the Seal the Deal powder. You guys have seen me use this a million times, 1,000,001. And then I'm just going to use my Sigma F35 brush, and I'm going to just lightly press that underneath the eye. And then I'll take it on my eyelids. It's always what I do to set anything that I put on my eyelid. And then a little bit on the forehead, and on the chin, and my nose. I'm also going to take it, just like a little bit of where I'm going to be putting bronzer, so the bronzer kind of blends with, or over the powder, so it doesn't really stick too much to my face. Okay. Then I'm really excited about the bronzer. I got finally the new Well People Bio bronzer, the baked bronzer. I am such a fan of the bronzer stick. I am just obsessed with that. So I needed to reorder that, and then I went ahead and I got the Bio Baked bronzer. This is the shade Natural Tan, and comes in this cute little compact. I just love this bronzer so much, and it's a little bit on the reddish side of a bronzer. It's not really orange or anything like that. I really, really like it. So we'll just start to warm up the face. It gives you like that natural sun looking bronze. So there is a little bit of radiance to this. It kind of reminds me of the Beauty Counter Radiant All Over bronzer, but this is a little deeper. It's a little deeper, and then the Beauty Counter one is a little bit more on the warm side, so it's a little bit more orangey, whereas this is a little bit more red. And what I've been loving about this is you can build it up so well, and that's what I think a bronzer should be. Like, I don't think bronzers should be crazy super pigmented. It should be something that you can gradually build up no matter what skin tone you are. I think that always works the best. And I like to use a natural bristle brush for bronzer. And just keep building it until it gets to the shade that I want. So yeah, I think this is my new favorite. So you go, Well People. And I love that Well People, you can get it at Target. It's a more affordable brand and they have amazing products. So I definitely recommend checking out Well People. Okay, and then I'm going to bronze my nose a little bit. I'm going to just use a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is a Morphe E27, and I'm just going to go down my nose a little bit and on the sides and just kind of blend it in. I don't like to super harshly contour my nose. I just like to hit it where the sun normally would. It was so bronzy and glowy. I love this bronzer so much. I highly recommend it for you guys. I'll link everything below. The next product is another 100% pure. It is the Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Cranberry. I love this stuff. I love cream products. It's one of my favorite ways or makeups to apply. So I'm going to apply that on my cheeks. I don't really like these formulas for cheeks, or for lips, I'm sorry. So I like to just keep it on the cheek. And this is just like, it looks pinkish on the skin and it's like a red tint there. And these blend so easy with your fingers. And just gives you a nice flush of color. I thought this would just be really pretty for spring and summer. And I'm gonna blend it a little bit with my sponge. I think that looks really pretty. Okay, that's good on the blush. I'm usually like a nudie blush person. Like this is my blush from RMS in the shade Spell, and I absolutely love that. So that's some on my finger. Next we'll do highlighter, and I'm actually gonna go back into this palette. This is my all RMS palette, and this is the Living Luminizer, and that's what I'm gonna use on the high points of my cheeks. It's so pretty. Oh, I haven't used this in so long. I'll show you a little bit better on the other side. It just makes your skin look like glass. It looks like you have that glow from within. I am obsessed with RMS products. Just look at that pretty highlight. And it just looks like you sweat a little bit, you know? It's very natural. So I'm gonna put that down. Just the center of my nose and a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and then a little bit above the eyebrow. Okay, then next I'll go ahead onto brows. I'll get that done. I'm going to use my Lily Lolo eyebrow duo in the shade Light. So I'm going to quickly apply this, and then I'm probably going to go into another one of my powders. So I'll use this Anastasia number 18 brow brush. The best in my opinion. I really need to work on my video editing skills because I just feel like brows are one of those things that take forever. And this video would be so much quicker if I could just like quickly edit this out, but I have not been able to master or really even try the editing aspect. But I know some people like the start to finish looks like without editing, so you can really watch what the person is doing. So I know some people on here have told me that they like that I do this, so I don't know, might just keep doing it. Okay, so there is the Lily Lolo powder. And I'm going to put my Beauty Counter brow gel over top of that. So I've been using the shade, oh, this is the shade medium, and I keep grabbing the wrong one. The medium is a little bit dark, so I'm going to be very light-handed with this. I usually use the shade Light, but I love it. I think it works really well. And then I'm going to, so I just like gently place that down, and now I'm going to brush it through. And then touch up with powder where I need to, which is in the front of this brow. Okay. All right, brows are done. That was actually a lot quicker. Okay, next we're gonna go into eyeshadow, and I thought I'd do like a fun little spring look. So I'm gonna go into my Beauty Counter Necessary Neutrals palette, and I think I'm gonna play with this row here and do something cute and springy. So we'll start with the shade Buff. It's like a pinky white shade. Holy light. So it's this one right up here. Basically, you can't really see too much of the shade, but I always like to put down some type of base, and so that's what I'm gonna do here. So I'm going to just quickly put that all over my lid and even all the way up to my brow. It's just a good base shade. Oh, and you guys, I'm so excited. I just bought a Z Potter. I know Z palette, I've used a few of their things before, and I like it. It's not my favorite, but I bought the Z Potter, and I'm going to be depotting like all of my like bridal makeup kit stuff, and I'm so excited to do it. So if you guys want to see like any of that, just like let me know. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so first shade I'm going to go into, I always like to pull a brown or something like a transition shade to put down. So I'm going to go into the shade Suede, and this is going to go just in my crease. I always like to put down some shade like this to start with. Windshield wiper motions. And that's good enough. So the next shade that I'll go into will be, let's see here. We'll put the shade Burgundy. Why is that called Burgundy? This shade Burgundy, that's gonna go all over my eyelid. And let's take a flat brush for that if I can find it. Here we go. This is a Morphe M167. It's just a flat shader brush. So I'm gonna take this shade Burgundy and apply that all over my lid. It's a pretty purple, a shimmery purple. And we're just like packing that on and blending a little bit. Okay, there's that purple shade. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just kind of blend that at the crease where it meets. Okay, and then I'm going to take the darker shade, that's the shade Haze, and that's going to go like in the outer corner. I know it's like a shimmery shade, but we're going to make it blend into the outer V, and this is a Morphe M506. So I'm just going to kind of pack it first. And deepen that up. And then once there's not a lot of product on, start to blend that in towards the crease. And then I'll do the other side, and then I'll touch that up in a second. So packing it on first. And then blend. Okay, that looks really dark, but we're gonna blend it out. Taking my Morphe M441, and we're just going to blend. So that didn't have any excess shadow on it. And I'm just doing circular motions and blending that inward. I'll go back into it a little bit just because I want to put it right there. Okay, then I'm going to pack on the shade Slipper, and it's kind of like a very light shimmery shade, and that's going to go on my inner corner. So that's what it looks like up close for you guys. Taking a brush that has nothing on it and softening it up. Then I'm going to go into my lower lash line. There goes the brush on the floor. I'm going to take the shade Suede again on a Morphe E17, and that is just going to go all under here. And then I'm going to take that purpley shade on, oh, here it is. This is it's a really neat brush, a Morphe 213. It's like a really skinny flat brush. And I'm going to take the shade Burgundy again. It's that purpley shade. And this I'm really going to just kind of pack and blend on that lower lash line. And I'm going to bring it maybe like 3/4 of the way in. And then I'm going to take the same brush. I'm just going to use the shade Slipper and put that on the inner part. Okay, then I'm going to take a flat definer brush. This is from Morphe M32. Taking the shade Haze, and I'm going to push this right up onto my lash line. I'm going to keep it in the outer corner. I'm going to blend it down a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to take the first brush that I use, the E17, and just smoke it out and kind of connect it to that upper area. Okay, then we'll go on to mascara. This is my curler, and I'm going to use the Honest Beauty mascara. I just got a new one, and I'm so excited about it. Okay, I'm going to turn my white back up a little bit. These rainy days just don't help with whiting. Okay, so primer first. I've used this with and without the primer, and I really think that the primer is necessary. You'll get that length and volume. Let it dry for just a few seconds. The longer you let it dry, the more it helps with the lengthening aspect. So, okay, going in with the mascara. I'm gonna use my mirror. When you first get it, it's like any mascara, it's gonna have like a lot of product, and sometimes your lashes can get a little clumpy. So just be careful, work it and go slow. And then after you use it a few times, it'll be just totally perfect and ready to go. Okay, and then, I don't know why I put my mirror away. I'm gonna go on my lower lash line. And I don't have any problems with this mascara running on my under eye area. Even if I don't set that area with a powder, I really don't have any issues at all. I really think purple is just so pretty for brown eyes, so I think this would be a really pretty look if you have brown eyes. Let's put a little bit of highlight onto the brow bone. So I'm going to take the shade that was Slipper, the one I used on my inner corner. And we'll just go right under here. Okay, that's pretty. Okay, then for the lips, I used this in my Valentine's video and I really liked it. I'm not a pink person. Oh, what did I do with it? It's the lip shear. And I think it's got to be like right in front of me and I just don't see it. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's literally right in front of me. So it's the lip shear in the shade Lily. It's a really pretty pink. So I'm going to put this on real quick. And what I love about the lip shears is that they're like a lip balm. So it's like sheer enough to where you don't have to be super precise when you apply it. I just think it's such a pretty pink. I'm not a pink person, but I like it. So what I am going to do is deepen it up a little bit. You guys have seen me do this before. I'm just going to take let's see, a little lip brush, if I have one in my little kit, which I don't. So I'm just going to use an angled liner brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Haze. That's what I used on my eyes. And I'm going to kind of ombre out my lips. I love to do this. It just makes it look so fun. And you can do this with any eyeshadow color. And just hit the outsides of your lips. To give you like an ombre effect. So I really like that. Okay, so there's my final look. My thoughts on the foundation. I really like it. I think it's a really pretty foundation and it doesn't look like, I know the lighting is just horrible today, I'm sorry you guys, but it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like I'm wearing like a lot of makeup on my face. It blends into the skin just really well. And I definitely think this is going to be one of my top foundation contenders for my wedding. So I really like it. It is natural, vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and non-toxic. I love 100% pure. I'm a big fan of a lot of their products. So I definitely love these two. The lip and cheek tint in the shade Cranberry. I kind of want to get some more shades of these. And then I'm absolutely obsessed with this bronzer, the Well People Bio Bronzer. It builds up to whatever depth that you want for your bronzer, and it gives like a more reddish tone. So it's not like super yellow or super orange and warm. And yeah, I'm kind of digging this look. Purples look really good with brown eyes. I think it really brings them out, and then it looks just a very springy vibe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you have any questions, I will link everything that I used below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.